Good evening, everybody. How is all my wonderful subscribers and viewers out there doing today? I hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. It's Nicky D, and welcome back to the Nicky D channel. Today, we're going to be doing the 2024 NFL Predictions Week 5, where I, Nicky D, break down all 14 games we have this week. I tell you who won, I tell you who lost, and we did have 4 teams this week that are off. They have a bye, and that is the 3-1 Detroit Lions, the 1-3 Tennessee Titans, the 2-2 Philadelphia Eagles, and the 2-2 LA Chargers all have the week off. Don't forget to like the video, share the video on social media, and smash that subscribe button so you can be notified of when I drop my next video. And without further ado, let's get to our first game of the week. Thursday Night Football. The 3-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by Baker Mayfield, going on the road into Mercedes-Benz Stadium to take on the 2-2 Atlanta Falcons. And honestly, I think Baker Mayfield continues to cook this week. I think Atlanta is going to have a close game. Don't get me wrong. Their season has lived and died in close games. But I think Baker Mayfield shows up and shows out. And I've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Atlanta Falcons. And now to Sunday football, and we start with Sunday morning football, 9:30 a.m. kickoff here in the East Coast. We go to London as Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets square off against the 4-0 Minnesota Vikings, and I think Aaron Rodgers has a decent game here. He needs to after last week. But at the end of the day, I think Minnesota's for real. I think they're undefeated for a reason. And I'm picking the Minnesota Vikings to beat the New York Jets. In our next matchup, we have Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers going on the road into Soldier Field to take on Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. And I think Caleb Williams does well against this Carolina Panthers defense, honestly. And I do think Bryce Young has some bright spots in this game. But at the end of the day, I think Caleb Williams and the Bears just need it more. I think they want it just a little bit more. And I'm picking the Chicago Bears to beat the Carolina Panthers. In our next game, we have Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens going on the road into Paul Brown Stadium to take on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. And honestly, Baltimore has been really hot over the last 2 weeks, especially with how well Derrick Henry has been running the football for Baltimore. I don't think that changes this week. I do think the Ravens are going to be a heck of a threat this season, especially running the football. But at the end of the day, I think Baltimore's running game is going to be the be-all, end-all in this game. And I'm picking the Baltimore Ravens to beat the Cincinnati Bengals. Up next, as we continue along on the 2024 NFL Week 5 predictions, we've got the Miami Dolphins going on the road into Foxborough to take on Jacoby Brissett and the New England Patriots. And honestly, Miami has been really struggling since losing Tua Tagovailoa to a concussion again, I believe in week 2. And the Dolphins have not been the same team since. They got blown out this past Monday by an 0-3 Tennessee Titans team, and I think New England's going to be able to take advantage of this team, as I'm picking the New England Patriots to beat the Miami Dolphins. In our next game, we have the Cleveland Browns going on the road into the nation's capital to take on Jalen Daniels and the Washington Commanders. And honestly, I like this Washington team. They blew out Arizona last week, dropping 42 points. And I don't think Cleveland's going to be able to keep that type of pace. Honestly, I think the Browns are a decent team this year. I think they're better than their 1-3 record indicates, but I think that Washington is going to be way too much, as I'm picking the Washington Commanders to beat the Cleveland Browns. And in our next game, we have Anthony Richardson and the Indianapolis Colts taking a trip to Duval County to take on Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And honestly, I'm not a fan of Anthony Richardson and the Colts, but I don't think they're as bad as the 0-4 Jacksonville Jaguars here. I think Anthony Richardson is going to do well to show up his running game, to show up his passing game against a very suspect Jacksonville Jaguar defense. And I think because of that, I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to be able to keep up with Anthony Richardson in this game. And I am picking the Indianapolis Colts to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. Up next here on the 2024 Week 5 NFL predictions, we have a big matchup as Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills go on the road into Reliance Stadium to take on C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans. And I really like this matchup. I expect both Josh Allen and C.J. Stroud to throw at least 2 or 3 touchdowns in this game. I expect it to be a very high-scoring game, especially how both men run their offenses here in this matchup, but I think that Josh Allen finds a way to be the one to score last, as I think Buffalo beats Houston in a very close game. In our next matchup, we have the Las Vegas Raiders going on the road into Mile High Stadium to take on the Denver Broncos. And honestly, I think the Raiders still haven't found their identity yet this year, and I think that gets exposed in this game. I also think the altitude is going to get to the Las Vegas Raiders as well. They are a mile high in the air. It gets hard to breathe up there, and I think Las Vegas is really going to struggle with that. So I'm picking the Denver Broncos to beat the Raiders. In our next matchup, we have the Arizona Cardinals going on the road into Candlestick Park to take on the San Francisco 49ers. And honestly, I don't expect Arizona to score too much here. I think San Francisco's defense has been great this year. I think they continue to show that this week. I think Brock Purdy continues to shine. I think George Kittle will probably get a nice touchdown grab. Jauan Jennings hopefully gets a nice touchdown grab. And I'm picking the San Francisco 49ers to beat the Arizona Cardinals. And in our next game, we have the Green Bay Packers going on the road into SoFi Stadium to take on the LA Rams. And again, I think that this game has the potential to be a pretty high-scoring game. I think both offenses have the potential to drop at least 30 points in this game. But at the end of the day, I think Green Bay is going to find a way to be able to, like Buffalo, be the team to score last. And I think that's really going to help Green Bay in a tight game, and I'm picking the Green Bay Packers to beat the LA Rams. Up next on the 2024 NFL Week 5 predictions, we have the 1-3 New York Giants going on the road into Quest Field to take on the 3-1 Seattle Seahawks. And honestly, I think this needs to be a rebound game for Seattle after losing to the Detroit Lions in Ford Field on Monday night after having a 3-0 start. I think Seattle is not going to struggle that much here against the G-Men, as I think Seattle, big time win over the New York Giants. And our next game, Sunday Night Football, and what a matchup. We have Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys going on the road into Heinz Field to take on Justin Field and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And 2-2 Dallas, 3-1 Pittsburgh. A lot on the line here. And honestly, I think Pittsburgh's defense has been one of the best defenses in the league this season. And I think that Dak is really going to struggle against the TJ Watt-led defense of Pittsburgh. And I do think that this is going to be a low-scoring game. And I think that's going to play into Pittsburgh's hands, as I think the Steelers beat the Cowboys on Sunday night. And now, Monday Night Football, as the 2-2 New Orleans Saints go on the road into Arrowhead Stadium to take on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. And honestly, I think New Orleans is going to struggle in this game because I really don't feel like New Orleans has found their identity. If we have the New Orleans team that was here in Week 1 and Week 2 show up, then this has the potential to be one of the best games this year. And honestly, if the team from New Orleans from Week 3 or Week 4 shows up, this is going to be a rout. And Kansas City has proven that they're good every week. And I can't bet against that. Like, I really feel like Patrick Mahomes is still going to find a way to get it done against the Saints, as I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs to beat the New Orleans Saints and get to 5-0. And that was the 2024 NFL predictions Week 5, where I, Nicky D, tell you who I think is going to win and who I think is going to lose. What's your favorite game for Week 5? Let me know down in the comments section below. Don't forget to like the video, share the video on social media, and you made it all the way to the end of this video, go smash that subscribe button so you can be notified of when I drop my next video. And if you want to see some more of me, Nicky D, then go check out another one of my videos, because I got hours of content that'll keep you entertained well into the evening, and I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. With that being said, I'm Nicky D. This is the Nicky D channel, and I will see all y'all amazing people next time. Bye, y'all.